Hello there, Taurus. Welcome back to my channel. I'm Mary Sue, and I'm so grateful that you're here. So today we are asking Spirit, what is the next big, wonderful thing that's about to come across your path? And then we'll also take a look at any obstacles or blocks that are preventing it from coming in or coming in more quickly. And Taurus, you were one of my top views last week. So I put up a bonus for you on, let's see, I think on Sunday. So I'll link that to the end of this video, but you may want to take a look at that video also. And if you are enjoying the content that I create, or resonating with the message, I would really appreciate it if you would consider sharing, or subscribing. Okay, let's jump into it, Taurus. So let us see, what is the next big thing that is coming across your path? It's going to be big. It's going to be wonderful. See what it is. Never-ending story. Something's coming back around. You're going to be able to see the pattern, but this time you're going to deal with this pattern in a different way. It's like this pattern is coming back around so that you can learn that one final lesson in the situation. Fork in the road. Wow, Taurus. Big decision ahead. Higher power. Listen to your intuition. You may already kind of have a sense that this is coming in. Really interesting. Unfinished symphony. Okay, I'm saying it's somebody returning. But this time around, you're looking at it from a more blessed, higher perspective than you ever have before. You may be understanding more about why this person is in your life, or the lessons or the blessings that this person has brought in. You know, we also have a full moon in Aquarius this Sunday on August 22nd. This is a big, there's a lot of stuff on YouTube and the internet, so you can learn more about it. But there is a lot of stuff about this, full moon in Aquarius, and how it is, bringing clarity to our especially romantic relationships. So it could have something to do with that. This person might be coming in this weekend. Okay, these cards are wanting to talk. All right, so we're going to first start out with your present energy. What do we have here? Six of Swords, moving on from something. Looking for calmer waters. You are tired of this. You are tired of this. You're trying to figure out a new approach to this situation or relationship, or you're just trying to move away from it. Moving away. You have the fork in the road. Part of you could be that, you have this really narrow window of opportunity to, leave this situation, whatever it is. So what's your obstacle? Seven of Swords. Somebody here is being deceitful. Whether this is, you being deceitful to yourself, okay, not really telling yourself the whole truth about this situation, like how much this situation has hurt you, or not really looking at the lesson that you need to learn, or the person that you're dealing with, or the persons that you're dealing with are holding back some type of information from you, okay? Now, that's where your intuition can help you, is getting out of your head and getting more into your heart space so that you can decide how you want to proceed in this situation or relationship, or how you want to exit it. Okay, so what is your advice? Five of Pentacles. Somebody here is feeling very orphaned, very sad, wants change in this situation. And once again, this could be you. For a lot of you, I feel like it is. It's kind of like, you're in this never-ending story, again, I am so tired of this. So the question to ask yourself is, why are you staying? Why are you staying? part of this may be with the full moon is that, the full moon in Aquarius is about lighting, the path or the truth so that we can see where we're supposed to go. And it's kind of like maybe this full moon is letting you see just how sad this situation is for you in your life. And then trying to figure out, like, okay, what direction am I going in? Here's my fork in the road. Do I stay or do I go? And if I go, do I go left or do I go right? Okay, so let's see what the outcome is. Taurus, this one's deep. 5 of Wands. Yeah, recognizing that there is competition, there is conflict. Like, you're not going to be able to move forward without conflict. There are going to be people that are not happy with the route that you want to take. You may see your route. You may say, yeah, this is what I want. But this isn't kind of an energy. This is an energy of moving on, but maybe you've been moving on emotionally because we have this in the advice. Maybe you've been moving on emotionally, but not physically. Or maybe you've been moving on physically, but not emotionally. 2 of Cups. It's a soulmate connection. This is not an easy one. You do have a decision to make. You're very guarded in this situation. You want to be victorious. I think for a lot of you, you want to save this marriage or long-term commitment, whatever. The Hierophant is usually, about marriage, long-term commitment, something like that. You want victory in it. It's not like you want to move on. You in some ways, being the Nine of Pentacles here is the single lady card, and then the 10 of Wands. Like, to you, being single is going to be a burden. You want to move in the direction of victory, but you may not be sure what direction that is. Or if, I just feel like you have this energy of, do I just wait? Like, I get the sense that for some of you, you are just kind of waiting. And I do think that there's a path opening up because you have a fork in the road. You have this fork in the road. So it's kind of like this path is opening up, but it may just be, look at how, from the third eye there, there's like one little beam of light. It's like a narrow window of opportunity to either heal this situation or leave this situation or go in a direction that is better meant for you. Okay, so let's see what the 6 of Swords is. You planted, oh yeah. Knight of Swords. I think a lot of you are just leaving. You're finding the strength to overcome this waiting. You may be getting some information, especially around the full moon, that says, yeah, I'm going to go. Here's the 9 of Pentacles again. It may not be easy for me to be single, especially maybe if you have children or something with this person. But it's kind of like, I need to go in that direction. So here you have the 6 of Swords, wanting to move on from something. It's something that you have put a lot of time and energy into. And the Hierophant again. So I feel like it's a long-term commitment, whether that is a marriage or just somebody that you have been in a committed relationship for a very long time. And you're having to go in to figure out, like, this is very much this same type of energy, going within to learn the lessons that you need to learn from the situation. You're recognizing the pattern, and that's the first step, right? Like, if you recognize the pattern, it is the first step. And it's kind of like, okay, here we go again. Am I going another round with this person, or am I really going to leave this time? Like, I think you feel like You've been at this crossroads before, you know, but you put so much time and energy with the Seven of Pentacles. You put so much time and energy into this situation that you're just like, oh, you know, like, do I really want to go and start over somewhere else? Huh. Yeah, so let's see what the Seven of Swords is. Let's try to figure out if this is your energy or the energy of the person you're dealing with. And I have a feeling many of you are on the other side of the camera going, I know what it is. It's them. Okay, Three of Wands, Queen of Swords, Judgment, Temperance. Okay, now the Temperance card, along with the Judgment card, is letting me know that the Divine is trying to bring the two of you back together. Now, that doesn't mean that you have to get back together with this person, and it may mean that you're not going to get back together right now, but you are true soulmates. And through this connection, you are learning a lot about yourself. Your soul is evolving. But you're kind of like wondering, you know, to me, I'm kind of wondering if you're just not trusting yourself, or you're not trusting this person, or you're not trusting the universe. It's almost like you're holding on to something because you feel like if you don't, okay, you see how there's like eggs down here in this basket, and then this snake is holding one egg? It's like there's something, I've never seen this card like this before. There's something that you're really holding on to, that you're not kind of like surrendering in this situation. Something that you're really holding on to. Look at, you know, you're willing to give up all these other eggs, whatever that represents to you. So this could be belief systems. It could be, you know, things about balance within this relationship. Roles that you're willing to play, not play. You know, you're willing to do all either let go of all of this, or allow this other person to control all of this. There's this one thing that is really kind of holding you back. This is your obstacle. It's that one thing that's holding you back from seeing the clarity you need to see and the way that you're supposed to go. It's the universe is bringing this in. Now, if you're separated from this person, I think this person comes in because it's time. You have to see whatever this lesson is that you're needing to learn, because until you learn it, you're going to continue to feel this sad energy. And you may not be like walking around super sad all day long, right? But there's something deep inside, you know. It's kind of like your heart is still in a, you know, her dress is kind of like a cage. Like you can't step into true love with anyone else, or truly love yourself, until you heal this one thing. And you're going to know what that is. It's kind of like you've learned, okay, I'm getting the message. You've learned all these lessons, you haven't learned this lesson. But it's almost because you don't want to look at it. You've been, and you know what? This is your soul saying you've been waiting a really long time to see this clarity. I would say that when, you know, I do think that something very soon, like around the full moon, is going to trigger you. Either this person comes back, you hear information about this person, or, you know, something happens at work, something's going to trigger you. And when it does, you're going to get that sense of, I'm out of here. But I really think that before you go, what you need to do is ask yourself, why do I feel that way? Why am I feeling so sad? Why is it that I want to leave? And you know, you may say, oh, well, I found out they cheated again, or whatever. And then the question to ask yourself is, okay, then why are you in this position again? What control or what of yourself did you give up in this situation to have that happen again, right? Yeah. It's kind of like you're being given this opportunity to really evolve your soul and to really understand something really deep about yourself. And it's not going to be, I'm not even going to say it's going to be easy. I think it is going to be like, oh wow. But out of that, you're going to have this beautiful clarity that takes you and that puts you back in your own power. Because right now I bet most of you feel like you're not completely in your own power. Like your emotions are running you, or this situation and your emotions around the situation are running you. But it's like your emotions are making you sad, but they're also not allowing you to really look at this. Like, are you looking more on what this person or this situation has done to you instead of like, why is it making me so sad? Yeah. Seven of Swords again, Nine of Swords, Empress, death, rebirth. Yeah, by looking at this, oh my gosh. And then you transform into this Ten of Cups. It's, yes, you get on top of your emotions about this situation. It's like you have to shine the light. And, you know, for some of you, it may be that you have to shine the light on why the person that you're dealing with is acting the way that they are. Like what, there's an internal wound. Somebody here, either you or the person you're dealing with, or both, has some true internal wound. Childhood wound, perhaps from a previous life. Somebody is dealing with some really deep sadness that is really kind of making them very anxious and sneaky. Like they don't want to talk about it. Somebody here doesn't want to talk about this sadness. And it could be even like a childhood trauma that happened years ago. It has nothing to do with you. Or if this is your sadness, like has nothing to do with the person you're with. But whatever they're doing in your life is triggering this. But by dealing with this, look at what you get. It's like this fork in the road is kind of like, okay, let's just take a look at this. Let's deal with it. And the idea of dealing with it is probably going to be harder than actually dealing with it. Because your fear of it, or your anger, your resentment, your sadness around whatever this is just like so deep that you can't step into this Empress energy that wants to come out. And it's like you have this opportunity. And, you know, when you look at it, there may be some conflict. There may be, you know, this is really about change. Not so much about conflict, but about change. But change that is not easy. You know, like you learn this new thing about yourself or this person, and it's kind of like, okay, we're going to make some changes here, or you're going to make a change in your life, right? This fork in the road is about, like, how are you going to deal with this sadness? You're making some big change. You're going in one direction rather than another. And it's kind of like, okay, but what is on the other side of that? Balance. Two of Swords, Seven of Cups, putting down the wands and moving on to something that is going to be better. Yeah, when you deal with this sadness and then make the changes that you may need to make, and not everybody may be happy about it, you're going to start looking at other options. You're going to decide what's good for you and brings you into balance. So instead of like figuring out like what is good for everybody else, Taurus, you're going to say, what's good for me? I'm putting down the burdens of everything else, moving on. Six of Swords. Wow, Tower moment. It's like an epiphany. You suddenly get all of the wisdom, the guidance that you want, that you need to find your Nine of Cups. I mean, it just gets better and better. And once again, there could be a situation in the past, and with all of this comes healing that situation. For a lot of you, I think there could be some childhood situation that you need to deal with. You know, like really understand like how painful that was for you or this other person or whatever. But out of all of this, you get this beautiful healing. You get a beautiful healing that allows you to move forward. And oh my goodness, it just gets better and better underneath here. Move to a true transformation. Wow. Oh my goodness, it's just gorgeous. It is just gorgeous. Okay, I'm just going to pull 3 cards. Let's see, universe, can you give us a better insight to the future? Because I think you have an inkling of the future, but you don't know. And I think it all depends on what you do here with this decision, the way that you decide to go. Page of Cups, Knight of Wands, King of Wands, 10 of Pentacles. It is just beautiful. The Moon. There's things that you don't know. There's things that you don't know about this sadness, about this person's sadness, or your perception of this situation. There's things that you don't know and that you are going to learn. And there's going to be a lot of conversation about it. It's really lovely. But look at this. This is what you have. You have apologies. You have Knight of Wands and King of Wands. For a lot of you, this could be a situation where you may be dealing with a spouse or a long-term commitment in this present day, but the situation that is causing all of this sadness is really from childhood, because I have the King of Wands and the Knight of Wands. To me, that means a parent and a child. In this case, it could be a father and a son, but it doesn't have to be. We also have the Empress here. Like there's some healing that maybe needs to be made from childhood. That's why I keep going back to the childhood, and it's coming out in this again. Like there's some apology, there's some fix of the relationship between father and son, mother and daughter, father and daughter, you know, 2 different generations. And what you may not realize is that the issues that you're having in your marriage or long-term commitment with this person is because of something that occurred either in your childhood or the person you're dealing with childhood. Okay? The reason that they are acting the way they are or you're acting the way you are really has nothing to do with this relationship. It really has something to do with childhood and something that occurred there. Wow. Yeah, and that's why you're seeing this never-ending story, is because this pattern just keeps coming up over and over again, either in you or in this person or in your relationship, right? Because this childhood wound has not yet been, healed. Yeah, there's a lot of chemistry between you, lots of attraction, and stay optimistic about your love life. I love this. I mean, the connection that you have, I think, with somebody that you're in a long-term commitment is going to be transformed when you deal with this situation. Yeah, and pay attention to the red flags. Those red flags are because there's something that is there deep down inside in either you or the person that you're connected with. I think for a lot of you, it could be the person you're connected with. I mean, I think when we were first starting on this, I was kind of like not sure if it was you or the person you're connected with. But since we have, the soulmate card here, I think for a lot of you, you are twin flames. So you're kind of like mirroring a little bit. And sometimes when you do a reading like that, it's really hard to tell like whose energy is who. So read this the way that it resonates with your message. With your storyline. Okay, allow your work to become art. I love it. It's about getting back into your inner child and you and this other person. It's about getting back into that energy of, what is wonderful about childhood. It's so innocent, or it's supposed to be, right? And it's supposed to be so loving and innocent and carefree and creative and playful. And something, something occurred that took some of that away. And so it's time to kind of go back into that and just get back into that inner child type of energy. Explore. Trust your imagination to help you journey through your inner landscape to find what you seek. Yeah. You have to go deep. You have to, for some of you, you may want to, seek out counseling or therapy of some sort to try to heal this, or family counseling, couples counseling, to help kind of like heal this situation. All right, and this is your Lover's Oracle card. Sexual union. Honor the place in one another where you are one eternal soul, for there you will find true bliss. Yeah, I really do feel like you have a true soul connection. But the one thing that's kind of like, you have all of this. Remember, we had the chemistry and the attraction. There's a lot of fire here. But one of the things that is preventing the emotional connection that I think you're seeking in this connection, Taurus, is this. There's not the emotional connection because something still needs to be healed. So I am going to leave it there. But Taurus, I really do appreciate all of your support. Please check out that bonus reading that I put up on Sunday. And I wish you lots of love and light in this situation. And once again, if you enjoyed this reading, I would really appreciate it if you would consider like, sharing, or subscribing. And I do wish you the best. And I hope to see you again really soon. Bye for now.